Hi, my name is Tone Tellefsen-Hughes. I'm a chiropractor and working in Surrey, UK, and I put this program together for you in this PowerPoint presentation to make you realize how posture might affect our bodies and our health. So, let's start. One of my favorite quotes is by Thomas Edison, who lived from 1847 to 1931. He said, "The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, i.e. your skeletal frame with your muscles and your bones and your ligaments and your nerves, in diet and in the cause and prevention of disease." Chiropractors have always believed that this is paramount to healthcare, looking after the structure of your body, your muscles, ligaments and joints, and your nervous system, but equally what you put into your body, such as your diet, and also healthy exercises and activities. So I find this is very interesting because he was very forward thinking at that time. Is this a familiar posture? Now, you may not say many people going to the office sitting on small chairs like this, but it does cause quite a good effect. However, we see many teachers who sit in this way when they're sitting on small chairs, talking to the children, twisting and bending to be able to speak to them at the same height. But I think there are many people out there who are actually working from home, perhaps not on chairs like this and small tables like this, but who are thinking that it's not so important how you're sitting at home, and they're sitting at their kitchen table with perhaps chairs that are unsupported and less supported than they would have at work. How about our children? I would say that most of us who have children see that they are very interested in anything to do with the screen. So their computer, their laptop, their iPad, their phones, and so on and so forth. And this is a very typical posture. Most of you will probably be nodding at this stage. This guy is sitting here at the end of a chair, no support for his back. His spine is curved like a C shape, and his head is way forward than it should be in front of his shoulders. How many hours are our children sitting like this every day? And what are the consequences? Well, the latest research is showing that back pain is a time bomb for children, and we need to take action, and we need to start looking at them because they're going to grow up with bad habits. So this is a picture that may clarify this. This person is not using his chair properly. He is not being supported in his back. The chair is a little bit too low. He's got flexion as his hips. The back is very stiff. And the leverage, where he's bending forward, is just below his shoulder blades. And then the head is going forward nearly horizontally to be able to look at a screen, which is far too low for his posture and for his eyes. And most people who sit at desks will sit like that for many hours at a time, without a break, without movement, without change. And just to think of it, your head is very heavy, and all the muscles at the back of your head running down the back of your neck, and also the muscles at the front are working very hard against gravity. This is a picture of how many people answer the phone while they're typing, or maybe while they're cooking, and your neck is bent to one side, shoulders hunched up, and perhaps twisted or rotated slightly forward. Do that several times a day, and that would be classified as repetitive strain injury. And I imagine that there are many people who are listening to this who have suffered with repetitive strain injury. Usually we talk about the arms, but you can get this in any case, any area of your body. Every day we carry our bodies with us, and every day we need to care for it, just like the plants in our gardens. I don't know about you, but this lady does not look happy. not just because of her expression of her face, but the shoulders are slumped forward. She's hunched, standing on one leg, hinging on one hip. I speak to children every day and teenagers in my clinic, and most chiropractors do this on a daily basis to try and encourage our teenagers that the posture that we have and that we carry also have an impact how people see us. And if you have this posture, it does not give an impression that you are very confident, that you are strong in your spine and you know what you're doing. And that's another thing with posture. That posture is also relevant to how people perceive us, as well as it is for our health. So, very simple tips. Find a wall, stand against a wall, and put your back and your hips against it and your spine all the way up to your head. And just notice how many gaps there are behind you. And by doing this and rolling your shoulders down and back, pulling your stomach in, it gives you an idea how you can stand. And that will make you stand more upright, make you more aware of how you should stand. And what we believe is that you need to observe how you're standing. Look at yourself in the mirror as well and look at how you're standing. Because once you've observed it, you can then take positive changes towards a better posture. The lower picture is a woman with a forward head posture, the one on the right, forward rolling shoulders, and again, that can also put stresses on the neck and the shoulder. How do we wear our bags? If we talk about children and the school bag, the lad on the left, he has his bag very lower down. And this is very popular at the moment and has been for many years. And the load is carrying him. The load is carrying him to have to lean forward, and it's not against his back. Whereas when he tightens his straps, the load is directly opposite to his core, to his spine. And it's enabling him to stand more upright. Head is, on the picture on the right, you can see the head is further upright, the shoulders are rolled back, he's holding his back upright. It's easier for him to breathe properly. It's a very simple change to make. The other issue we have obviously is that children have too many school books with them back and forth, and the tip is to try and encourage them to leave the books at home that they don't need. How do our children stand every day? The cute girl on the right obviously has a very gentle and very light backpack, and it's evenly distributed on both shoulders. But many children and many adults carry a shoulder bag on one side. As you can see on this person on the left, or this depicted X-ray picture, that to be able to hold a shoulder bag, you have to raise the left shoulder, which means that your whole rib cage is being twisted. And then if you're looking up at the neck, the neck is twisting the other way, and the head is having to go in the opposite direction. This will create uneven muscle loading and muscle imbalance from one side to the other. And this is a very common picture in today's life. Just go to a train station and look at people going to and from work. Simple picture here is looking at the frame that Thomas Edison was talking about, our frame. So on the left hand side of this person, so on your right, you see that the foot is rolling in, the knee is rolling in, and the hip is rolling in, and one hip or pelvis is lower than the other, and the shoulders are going in the opposite direction. This is mechanical force of nature. And this is what we see as chiropractors every day, with adults coming in and children who have pronation when you're rolling your feet in, or flat feet, and where the forces going upwards will, in the knee and the hip and into the pelvis, will react to what's going on in the feet. So it's just a picture to make you more aware of how the hip bone is connected to the knee bone and so on. There is definitely a link. Sleep should be restful and good for our health, it says, and that's absolutely true. But how do you sleep? This person is lying on their front, looking to the left with the arms up. He is very likely to wake up with restless arms, because his arms are over his shoulders, and he may reduce the blood flow down to the arms and wake up with numbness and pins and needles. Equally, he's turning his head to his left, which can cause quite a lot of strain in the neck because of the rotation, and the lifting the neck up because of the pillow. And the other thing that you can't really see here is that actually when you're lying on your front, you're arching your back. And most people who lie like this will have one leg hitched up, and that can rotate the pelvis. So tips: when you're sleeping, try and avoid sleeping on your stomach, and rather try and sleep on your side. And if you have back pain, try and have a pillow between your knees and bend your knees up. Or lie on your back with knees under your with a pillow under your knees. Your pillow should allow you to have your neck straight. So the top picture with the tick shows that your spine is straight. If your pillow is too low, it may cause some compression of the shoulder and also stretching of the neck. If your pillow is too high, it will cause stretching the other way. These are just simple things that you can look at. One way to help yourself is to roll a towel under and put inside your pillowcase to support your curvature of your spine. Many chiropractors and osteopaths and physiotherapists will sell you orthopedic pillows that will support your neck in a good position, and make sure that you get ones that are recommended by clinicians. I can also recommend that if you are having back pain, that when you get out of bed, that you lie onto your side and use your upper arm to lever yourself up, swiveling your legs down. This will put the least amount of loading onto your back. If you're having an episode of back pain, it's also recommended to lie on your back to put on your trousers. And the bottom picture is showing someone lying on their back with the legs up on a stool. This is causing the least amount of pressure on the discs in the lower back and the low part of your spine. And it's very helpful to lie like this for 10-15 minutes a day just to rest your back. So, lifting. There are many ways to lift. The picture on the left is showing someone lifting with the legs straight, back straight, and the weight away from them. And the same with the picture on the right. This creates a lot of strain on your lower back. A lever is going from the lower back all the way out to your arms and making the strain in your back so much more. An alternative way is to get help. Bend your knees, keep your back straight, and keep the load near your body. If you are unable to get help, don't lift things that are too heavy. It's just simpler that way. So, when you're lifting, maintain a normal curvature of your back. Avoid twisting and bending at the same time. And things like washing your hair over the bath is also an absolute dead cert, can cause back problems from people who have sensitive backs. It's much better to have a shower instead. So try and bend your knees, lift the object near your body, and sometimes just put one leg in front of the other as well. And hold, when you're lifting anything, if you can hold your stomach in and keep your core strong, almost like you're creating a belt around your core, it will keep your back much more protected and help to take the strain off your back. How about sitting? So the pictures on the left are showing two people sitting too far away from the table, not being supported by the chair, leaning forward, head leaning forward. Whereas the picture on the right is showing where the person is sitting, being supported in the lumbar spine, sitting closer to the desk, and the neck is in a better, more favourable position than leaning forward. If you are in pain, in the UK and around the world, what most people say, it'll be fine, it'll be better tomorrow. But painful symptoms are a warning sign, and what we tend to do is to ignore pain. What we're trying to teach you from the chiropractic point of view, but also all manual therapists are teaching everybody to listen to the body's signals, listen to the messages that the body is telling you. And the sooner you do get help, the faster you can get recovery. Because if the longer you wait, the more your body gets used to being out of balance and being out of alignment, the stiffer it gets. And it's a longer journey and sometimes more arduous journey to try and get you back to where you were. Listen to your body. Injuries can reset the way our bodies work by creating bad movement habits. I've written about this in my ebook at the Yard Clinic. And some muscles may therefore switch off and compensate by using other muscles incorrectly. And this has been proven scientifically that it sometimes can take only a few weeks for some muscles to stop working actively. And I can give you an example with where you perhaps sprain your ankle. And if you just leave it to settle, that can create a bad habit, a weakness of your ankle. And that bad habit will make you walk differently. You may switch off your body balance receptors. They're called proprioceptors. And you're very likely to have an injury again and again. And each time you injure your ankle, it will become weaker and weaker. And if you don't get help from someone who can help you to retrain your ankle and do exercises to increase the balance, increase the strength, increase the flexibility, it will become a weak area. And then the weakness will affect your knee, and then your hip, and then your back. And that's why we believe in exercises such as Pilates and yoga and having personal training when someone is looking at you very specifically from your point of view and where your weaknesses are and where you can retrain. When your back is not working properly, it might affect daily activities, such as just getting out of bed. This is important. Turning over in bed is really important. Sleeping. If you are in pain in your back, in your neck, if you've got leg pain, sleeping is affected, and sleeping is important for health. Getting in and out of a car can be difficult. Putting on your socks and shoes, very important activities for every day. And gardening. Looking after your children and playing sports. It depends what everybody are interested in, where you are in your life. But it's important to respect what your body is telling you and to get help. The piano tuner, that's a description that I use a lot. And when patients come in and see me, we look at their alignment and we try and address their asymmetries, the body imbalances, and try and get the joints moving better, the muscles to relax and then become more symmetrical. And so we're looking at tuning their body. And then we either give them exercises or we recommend them where to go, such as doing Pilates, going to the gym, seeing a personal trainer, or having yoga or swimming. Basically retraining the body to work again. And that to me would be your piano tuner. And you wouldn't be able to go and play on a piano if it was out of tune, however good you were at playing it. So you need to tune your piano first, and then you'll be able to play it. So, thank you for listening. I hope this has been of help. I hope this is giving you some thoughts to ponder about. If you'd like to know more about Yard and how we work and how we think, we write blogs every week. We share them on our website, we share them on Facebook. We also have a lot of films that we created to help you on YouTube, and we've also created an app called Chiro Moves Collection, which you can find on iTunes. Have a brilliant day and look after yourself. Thank you.